going to begin sharing some remembrances of my dad, which I'll start, before turning to several other family members and friends. And I'd like to begin my remarks by thanking all of you for being here, particularly those who came from out of town and out of state. I know we have people from many different parts of Montana, California, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Massachusetts, New York, and other states.
Florida.
There are truly wonderful people here from all different parts of my dad's life. Your presence is a testament to the many lives he touched in different ways. It means the world to my mom, brother, and me that you're joining us today to celebrate his life. Gathering with you all is the greatest tribute to my dad we could have imagined, so thank you for the love you have shown by being here today. However you came to know my dad, I hope you'll get the chance to recall a fond memory of him today. We are fortunate there are so many joyful moments to celebrate from throughout his life. From a kid growing up in the 50s and 60s, to his student years in Buffalo, life as a doctor in Rhode Island where he met my mom, and his years in Montana where he expanded his circle to encompass so many people here today. I'm certain that running through each of these different stages of his life and the experiences we shared with him, there are a certain set of common characteristics recognizable to us all, a certain Fredness which will be so missed. As I've heard from numerous people in recent days, my dad had a unique presence, distinguished by his warmth and good-spiritedness, generosity, and steady ease. He was authentically himself, with quirks both maddening and lovable, and didn't care to be anything else. As his son, I had the privilege of drawing strength from that presence growing up every day, and continuing to learn from his example as an adult, although you cannot learn to possess the intangible qualities that make someone like him so special. My dad had a way of being that could fill a room without being the center of attention. He created a positive atmosphere around him. When you were with him, you knew you were all right. So much of my conception of home is indistinguishable from that ambiance, the quiet confidence with which he went about daily tasks, the enjoyment he derived from simple conversation, and being in the company of others. He managed to exude this even when thousands of miles away, as a reassuring voice on the other end of the phone, reminding me of the home that awaited as soon as I could get back. I learned a lot about caring for others from my dad. He was a doer by nature, a builder, a chef, a project manager of all things. He took enormous satisfaction in doing things well, often in painstaking fashion. But more so, he enjoyed making sure others had everything they needed. He would drop whatever he was doing to help someone, interrupting his day to consult on a recipe his son was making, waking at 5 a.m. to prepare a to-go meal for someone's flight out of town, helping others complete home improvements, or cooking for large crowds. He enjoyed bringing people together and brought great happiness to others in this way. Even when he was diagnosed with leukemia in 2019, my dad continued caring for others. So much of his purpose came from supporting those he loved. In recent years, my dad remodeled our house, built furniture for his sons, and made several trips to visit family in Michigan and California. He continued to golf regularly and visit friends. And of course, there were no shortage of elaborate meals that brought us together. He did all of this while managing an incredibly difficult disease, which he sought to shield others from to the greatest extent possible. His greatest concern was that others would worry about him, but I never saw him complain or feel sorry for himself. He managed his disease with remarkable fortitude and lived fully until the end. While it is painful that such a big-hearted person should be taken from us too soon, by any measure he had an incredible life. He knew that, and he was profoundly grateful for it. He knew how fortunate he was to experience what he had, a profession anchored in service to others, a community of loving family and friends, the opportunity to spend so much time with them in wonderful places. Michigan forests, leafy parks of Rochester and Buffalo, beautiful golf courses, sandy beaches on the Outer Banks, mountains and waterways of Montana, and the countless patios where he enjoyed laughter-filled cocktail hours. And I know that all of us in turn grasped that we were fortunate to have these experiences with him, to participate in one of his projects, to enjoy his company on outings and vacations, to consult and confide when needed about life's challenges and joys, to simply unwind and pass the time with a genuine human, knowing you were all right. My dad's passing leaves a hole behind that cannot be filled, but the grief from his absence is only a reminder of how fortunate we are to have had such a wonderful person in our lives. As one of his friends recently put so well, Fred will be sorely missed by a lot of people. That is a measure of his life. My family would like to extend our deepest appreciation to everyone here today, and those who are unable to join us, for being there for my dad, for the care you showed during his illness, and the messages of love and support you shared in his final days. It meant so much to him. Last, I want to give a special thanks to my mom, for being an incredible life partner to Dad, for taking such good care of him, and for sustaining his spirits during the past 3 years. You are our hero, and we love you so much. Please know that we are here for you as you were for him. And now I'd like to invite my brother Chris to share Remembrance.
So, large gatherings and parties were not exactly my dad's favorite. And we are somewhat alike in this. Both introverted and anxious, although my own nervousness is mitigated a little by Harrison and me. Social gatherings tend to wear us out. Still, I know he would have been very choked up to see you all here like this. It would have made him cry with happiness and embarrassment to have you all here for him. And I know that shortly after any such acknowledgement, he would have claimed he needed to hit the hay as a sanctioned and routine way for him to escape. I used to, and still occasionally, do a similar thing at parties, pulling an Irish goodbye and taking a lap or two around the block to find a cat I can pet for a little while before returning, batteries recharged.
No.
I'm not sure when I first noticed that we were the same in this. It was a favorite move of his to exclaim around 7 p.m. each night, at least if there was company, "Oh, bedtime." Get up and leave the table, pretending to sleep upstairs while he read and pet the cat for several hours, only to return, like clockwork, in his bathrobe around 10 or 11, once things had quieted down a bit. There, he could stand in front of the fridge and slam some Crystal Light straight from the pitcher and share cookies with the dogs in peace. And that mirrored behavior of parent and child, normally so frustrating when it shows up like fate and a Greek tragedy, can at the same time be a source of major comfort. My father is gone, and also he is not. When I chew on the arm of my sunglasses, when Patrick cooks breakfast sausage for a cabin full of people, when each of us makes unyielding, unrequested, unilateral decisions for an entire group, leaving and coming back, there's Fred. He led an interesting life. He wasn't that prone to storytelling, but he had a great memory, and on occasion he'd tell you something that made you wonder just how many other odd things he was not telling you about his past. Forging some very important documents. I won't say which ones, but there are people here who know. Riding motorcycles, a stint in the Southwest working on a reservation, receiving a custom-made bike as a thank you from a member of one of Rhode Island's crime families. He also had a lot of wonderful traits that I am not detailing here. The image of him standing late night in the light of the fridge is not exciting or flattering, but it is the kind of mundane thing that you miss. And while motorcycles and the American Southwest are undeniably cool, I much prefer to think of him during my own late night snacking, or when, as he always did, I feel the urge to squirm when two people show affection anywhere in my vicinity, even on the screen. And it's this last bit, his Scandinavian struggle with emotion, that makes some of my dad's parting words both humorous and heartwarming in equal measure. He said, "You know, I don't like to get metaphysical, but I'll be with you."